What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm the regular host, Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Whatever your time is, where you're watching us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. So today we start with the third one in detoxing safely. We're going to be looking at detoxification pathways today. Detoxification pathway. Of course, when you are detoxing, you want to detox, you want to cleanse, you want to eliminate all of these dangerous things from your system. So let's look at different detoxification pathways. The first pathway we're going to be looking at is the intestines. Detoxification via the intestines. We can use different things to help your digestive tract to get involved in your detoxification effort. We use things like sea vegetables, like spirulina, chlorella, blue-green algae, brown seaweed, or modifilan. All of these help to stimulate the digestive tract, to get involved in eliminating waste from your body. Then liquid zeolite is a natural mineral of volcanic origin that can also help detoxification via the intestines. And then, of course, activated charcoal is a medicinal charcoal that can also help. Now, when zeolite is ingested, it binds to toxins such as heavy metals and toxins that are in the intestinal tract, because as you pull them out, some of them are dumped into the intestinal tract. You need something to sweep them out. This is where zeolite comes in. The pollutants are then expelled, and immediately new toxins come through the intestinal wall again. Thus, we can gradually eliminate toxins from the body matrix through the intestine. So the intestine becomes one of the detoxification pathways. The second detoxification pathway will be our liver as well as our kidneys working in tandem, working synergistically together. We can use herbs again to stimulate the liver as well as the kidneys so they can begin to do, the mop-up, the cleansing, the removal, the excretion of wastes from the system. Herbs like milk thistle with the active ingredient silymarin, things like dandelion, all of these are very good for liver detox. Then there is a protocol called the liver gallbladder cleanse. Liver gallbladder cleanse. It uses a magnesium salt, ozonated olive oil, essentially, and that helps to get to flush the gallbladder, which is in the liver. And then liquid zeolite also helps here with liver and kidney cleanse. And then NAC, the good old NAC, N-acetylcysteine, very, very good in stimulating the liver and the kidneys to get rid of toxins from the body. Now, zeolites support detoxifications through the liver as well. The liver detoxifies toxins into the small intestine, and then often the same toxins can get reabsorbed in the colon. All right. Now, this is known as enterohepatic cycle in medicine. Enterohepatic cycle. In other words, gut-liver cycle. When you hear entero, it's talking about the intestine. Hepatic is talking about the liver. So enterohepatic cycle or gut-liver cycle. Then zeolite can also help here to bind the toxins so that they can be excreted safely from the body. Now, N-acetylcysteine or NAC, NAC, supports healthy liver function due to its anti-inflammatory property, its antioxidant property, as well as its glutathione enhancing effects. NAC enhances glutathione. Research shows that NAC or N-acetylcysteine actually reduces fat accumulation in the liver and liver enzymes levels in certain studies. N-acetylcysteine also supports liver and kidney detox, and then it supports immunity as well. So it's something you may want to consider if you want to provoke detox through your liver and through your skin. So we've looked at detox through the intestine, detox through the liver and kidneys. Now, the third one is detoxification via the skin. We're looking at detoxification pathways. Now, we can use skin brushing as one way to stimulate detox through the skin. Regular exercise also makes your skin, your third kidney, the largest organ in your body, your skin, to get involved in detox when you regularly exercise. Then when we use saunas, particularly far infrared energy rooms or the HOCAT, that also helps to stimulate the skin, to get the skin involved. It's like you are mobilizing the skin as a partner to get involved in this detox business, okay? Now, there are over 1,100 studies that show that just a few minutes in the sauna can do a lot of good. Now, the Americans will say 1,100 studies, but the UK will say 1,100 studies, all right, that have been done to establish the fact that a few minutes in a sauna, particularly the far infrared sauna, can do your body a lot of good. It can flush out, deadly toxins. It can lower your risk of heart disease. It can lower your risk of Alzheimer's disease because it gets rid of aluminum from your system. It can even help to control diabetes. It can slash our risk of untimely death from disease by as much as 40% according to certain studies. Now, in a particular study, an infrared sauna was even used to shrink a cancerous tumor by as much as 86%. All right. Now, having identified the different pathways by which toxins can get out of our body, through the GI tract, the gut, through the work of the kidneys, as well as the liver, and now the skin, what we need to do to detox safely is to support the body's own detox efforts. The body is constantly attempting to remove waste products from itself. Now, so a good detoxification program must not only provide active detoxification, it must also support the body's own efforts at detoxification. Therefore, detox organs and systems such as the liver, the lymphatic system, the intestines, the kidneys, the lungs, and the skin must all be mobilized to come along and be supported in doing their job. And how do we do that? We can do this by drinking enough water. If you don't drink enough water, all of these systems are striving to get rid of detox your body, get rid of toxins, but they don't have the tools to work with. Water is a very powerful tool you need to give to your body to support your body's effort to detox. Then exercising moderately but regularly is also very important. Then using therapies such as neural therapy as well as manual therapies such as lymphatic massage, colon hydrotherapy, and what have you. These are different things you are doing to support your body's effort. Then using supportive herbs and foods as well, using specific nutrients and enzymes such as glutathione. All of these are fantastic in helping you and me to support our body's effort at detox, particularly of removing toxic metals from our body. Now, we talked about N-acetylcysteine as a very, very important substance that can help us. It's available as a supplement, by the way. It enhances glutathione's work. And so using glutathione is also a very important thing that we can do. There are some important detox systems that work with specific nutrients and enzymes in the body. And one example is the glutathione system. It consists of 3 amino acids, of which the sulfur-containing cysteine is one of them. This is where N-acetylcysteine becomes very important. In stressed individuals and the elderly in particular, glutathione levels can decrease very, very dangerously, and then it must be supplemented in order to enhance the health of such individuals. Now, the enzyme that works with glutathione it requires the trace mineral selenium to function effectively. An enzyme such as glutathione peroxidase. That's one enzyme that works with glutathione to do its job. And that enzyme itself, glutathione peroxidase, requires selenium, a trace mineral, to function effectively. So if you are using glutathione and you have the enzyme that is also added to it, and then selenium, wow, that's a very, very powerful one. Now, the toxin, the connective tissue, and the inner milieu of the body can actually help our body to regain the ability to activate its regulatory mechanisms and promote the removal of toxins, particularly via the lymphatic system. Now, of course, glutathione, which is a super antioxidant, also serves several other useful functions in the body apart from detox. It also helps. I was reading a lot of publications the other day of glutathione, how it even helps the central nervous system, helps with brain health, mental health as well. Okay? So that is that. Now, we have looked at the different detox pathways. We've looked at the intestine, we've looked at the liver, we've looked at the kidneys, we've looked at the skin, and then we've looked at different things we can do to support our body's own internal effort to remove waste from our system. And we've talked particularly about 3 different supplements that are very powerful: N-acetylcysteine, NAC, and then glutathione and selenium. All right? Another thing you can do to support your liver, we mentioned that you can do a liver gallbladder cleanse, because a good part of every detox program is the liver gallbladder cleanse. And I've mentioned this again and again at various times on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. Now, the liver gallbladder cleanse is helpful for almost everyone, but in particular for those who suffer from different conditions like liver gallbladder problems, like chronic gastrointestinal problems, people who are experiencing headaches and migraines, people with metabolic syndrome, people who are having brain fog, people who are experiencing things like rheumatism and what have you. A good liver gallbladder detox program should help to detoxify the liver and the gallbladder by removing bile sludge and other toxins that overload the liver, by helping to eliminate gallstones painlessly within 48 hours maximum, by helping to stimulate metabolism, by stimulating, cell renewal, and by helping to make us feel more energetic. A liver gallbladder cleanse may be very intense. Sometimes, I tell people that they stay home when they are doing the cleanse because it can cause a lot of watery stools over a 24-hour period. So you also need to hydrate properly during the cleanse. You may also want to check your stool for gallstones and see the gallstones by yourself as they show up in your poo-poo. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we will now talk about supplements, apart from the ones I have mentioned already, that can help in supporting particularly toxic metal detox. Don't go away. I'll be back very shortly.
Meet Emily. She is passionate about living a healthy life, but finds it difficult to access information on health and wellness.
Cancer is survivable.
That is until she discovered the online healthy living training offered by Reverend Tony Akinyemi on lms.rafainstitute.org. The online healthy living training program is a comprehensive interactive course that covers topics such as nutrition, fitness, stress management, and mental health. The course is designed to provide participants with practical tips and strategies to improve their health and well-being. Emily is now equipped with the knowledge and skills she needs to live a healthy life. Join Emily and countless others in living a healthy life by signing up for the online healthy living training program today.
Welcome back. This is still Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. Now, I want to talk about, apart from N-acetylcysteine, glutathione, selenium, and the liver gallbladder cleanse, I want to talk about a few other things that are available as supplements that we can all obtain and deploy. And I don't mean just go to the store and begin to obtain them. You must first of all be tested to see whether you actually need to do a toxic metal detox. all right? And then you need to consult with professionals, particularly holistic medicine practitioners, integrative medicine practitioners, functional medicine practitioners, or naturopathic doctors in particular, okay? And people who are very versed in some of these things. Don't just start doing things for yourself just anyhow so that you don't cause problems for yourself. Now, I'll just give you a list of supplements that can help in toxic metal detox, whether it be aluminum or lead or mercury or cadmium or arsenic or any of the other ones for that matter. Number one on my list is this sea vegetable called chlorella or spirulina as an alternative. Okay, 1 to 4 grams per day or about 4 to 8 capsules daily, depending on how it is packaged. Now, chlorella is a type of green algae that acts as a natural chelator to remove heavy metals, especially lead and mercury. And it's a great source of chlorophyll as well as iodine. It's also very hungry in absorbing, metals. It can be taken in powder form or in capsule form or in tablet form, anyhow. Chlorella or spirulina. Another one is vitamin C. You take 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C, particularly lipospheric vitamin C or liposomal vitamin C. It can act as an antioxidant to help reduce free radicals in your body. And then cilantro, particularly is used, and is preferably taken as a tincture twice per day, particularly for heavy metal detox. And then, of course, shilajit, it's another herb that is used, 100 milligrams to 500 milligrams daily, depending on your body size, typically in powder form. Now, shilajit is an adaptogenic plant. It has certain things in common with activated charcoal, especially that it contains a lot of carbon. So it's a natural chelator because it also contains chelating agents like fulvic acid and humic acid. And all of these can bind to toxic molecules, pull them out of the body. That's why we call them chelators. Another herb that can support your liver in detoxing is milk thistle. Again, like 150 milligrams taken twice daily, or simply drink milk thistle tea 1 to 3 times daily. This is one of the most popular herbs for detoxifying the liver. It contains the active ingredient known as silibene. It's also known as silibinin. Is the major active constituent of silimarin, all right? Which is a standardized extract of the milk thistle seeds. It contains a mixture of flavonolignans. And then the flavonolignans contains silibinin or isosilibinin or silicrystine or silidianine and others like that. All the nin, all of them are there, okay? And silibene is a component with the greatest degree of biological activity that has strong antioxidant properties. It may act as a toxin blockade, by inhibiting binding of toxins to cell membrane receptors. So it doesn't allow the cell membranes to magnetize or attract these toxins and bind to them. Now, silimarin has been shown to reduce liver injury, and it's always used to treat alcoholic liver disease, acute and chronic viral hepatitis, and toxin-induced liver disease. I have recommended milk thistle over and over and over for people dealing with different liver conditions. Even those with hepatitis, viral hepatitis, hepatitis B and the rest of them and what have you. Then another supplement that can help in our detox effort is probiotics. Soil-based probiotics, 50 billion CFUs or higher, taken once daily. This can help to improve detox as well, particularly through the intestinal pathway. And it can also help to boost immunity. And when we are able to detox properly, we indeed derive a lot of benefits. Once we get rid of toxins from our bodies, particularly from the liver, from the bones, and from the tissues, adipose tissue and muscles where they are hiding, a number of benefits accrue. Now, liver toxins, bile sludge, gallstones, and what have you are all removed. Then bile and liver ducts are unblocked. So these things can flow easily, unimpeded. Plaque can also be removed from the inner walls of the arteries. And this can promote better blood circulation because then the blood vessels are no longer hard or narrow. They now regain their integrity because the plaque that hardened them and narrowed them has been removed. So they now can dilate easily and constrict easily. That is the integrity of the arteries restored. That promotes better blood circulation, better nutrient delivery, efficient waste removal. Then medical therapies even work better once all these blockages and interfering substances have been removed. Now, you now see that when you now use other medicines, they now work better in your system because these toxins actually have a way of interfering and blocking the efficacy of other remedies that you use. Now, the body is also better able to absorb nutrients when you detox. Metabolism is reset and new energy is mobilized for you. Then you begin to experience improved memory, better sleep, improved nerve function, better intestinal health. The vagus nerve is also helped in particular. Your immune system is helped, and all of these combined together improves our general well-being. A good detox program is a good start for a healthy and vibrant lifestyle and increased well-being. Now, how I really, really wish that conventional medicine will begin to pay attention to determining what toxins each of their patients have in their bodies, as well as in their minds, emotional toxins, anger, bitterness, malice, hatred, all of these are toxins. They are emotional toxins. So if doctors can determine the physical toxins, the invisible toxins that a person is carrying about in their body, in their mind, and they start treatment by, first of all, detoxing their patients of these chemicals and these negative emotions before embarking on other treatment protocols, we will definitely see better treatment outcomes from patients. Better treatment outcomes. Now, there are 3 important tips I'm going to leave with you before I close today. Now, 3 tips for detoxing our household and reducing exposure to toxins, particularly carcinogens, cancer-causing chemicals. Now, for those who live in temperate regions, like Europe, like North America, and they have 4 seasons, summer, autumn, spring, and winter, okay? Springtime is typically the perfect time to do a deep clean and to declutter our homes. Now, however, if the stress of getting potentially toxic chemicals out of your house is overwhelming, I give you a few ideas on how to get started with greater ease and focus. Number 1, start with the small stuff. We call them low-hanging fruits. The quick wins. The small and the obvious, those are the ones you deal with first. If you haven't already, get rid of conventional candles, room sprays, household cleaners, and upgrade to non-toxic options instead, like using essential oils and diffusers, low-tox or non-toxic all-purpose cleaners, or even DIY cleaners, do-it-yourself cleaners with things like baking soda, castile soap, vinegar, and water. These are non-toxic options. Now, so when you do that, you will see that at the end of the day, it's going to be better for each and every one of us. That's a good place to start. That's the first tip I'm going to give to you. Now, the second tip is to upgrade your most frequently used items, the ones that you use most frequently. Every member of the family, not just you as an individual. Like your children's toys, for example, upgrade them from toxic ones and replace them with toys made with safer materials, like toys made with wood or wool or silicone and what have you. Also invest in new and non-toxic cookware in your kitchen, such as ceramic plates, heavy gauge stainless steel, cast iron, or Salad Master cookware or Innove cookware. That's a good place. Frequently used items. You use this almost every day to cook for your family. Upgrade to non-toxic options. When it comes to your toilet soap and cosmetics as well. Upgrade to non-toxic options, skincare products. What I normally tell people is that any cosmetic or skincare product you are going to use, look at the list of ingredients. If there is an ingredient that you cannot pronounce the name without biting your tongue, then don't use it. If you cannot pronounce the name of the ingredient, all kinds of long chemical names, then that's a very good tip of what not to use. Shea butter, coconut oil, all those are easy to pronounce. Olive oil, very easy to pronounce. Those are skincare products and cosmetics that are very useful. The third tip is to make your home, as much as possible, particularly your living room, your bedroom, make them a shoe-free zone. That's a very trickish one. Now, in addition to potentially containing harmful chemicals within the shoes themselves, shoes can easily pick substances from outside, and then you bring them into your home, and they constitute part of the dust all over the place, and then they can be, provoked into the atmosphere, and they can be inhaled. We talked about SCCPs the other time and other toxins from the soil and ground outside. So we can actually design our homes and designate a clear area in the garage or maybe the entryway for everyone to doff their shoes so we can keep our indoor environment much cleaner and safer. Very simple tips, okay? And when we do this, we then make detoxification a way of life, okay? It's about, detoxification is about a whole lot more than just a superficial notion of, feeling clean as part of some trendy dieting fad, okay? It's about protecting our body against the very real and damaging effects of toxic buildup. Studies continue to show that harboring toxins inside our body can trigger a wide array of health conditions, including everything from chronic fatigue, muscle and joint pain, to brain disease, to neurological disorders, even to cancer. So chronic toxic exposure is also considered a leading cause of obesity. It now afflicts more than 1/3 of the citizens in some countries, particularly in affluent countries, like the USA, for example. Now, in 2022, a study was published in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives that explains how so-called obesogens, what are obesogens? Things that make people to become obese. Obesogens are a major contributor to the American obesity epidemic, which more often than not is erroneously blamed solely on people eating too much, rather than walking around with polluted, poor functioning body. Now, so we should all be highly, highly, highly motivated to do everything possible to get these obesogenic toxins and other toxins out of our body and avoid them at all costs. And in case you're planning to lose weight, if you're obese or heavyweight, did I say heavyweight? Or overweight? If you're obese or overweight, if you intend to lose weight, I suggest that you do a detox program first before your weight loss. Now, the problem with trying to lose weight before detoxifying is that toxins tend to lurk in adipose tissue, in fat. So the moment we start burning off fat in our bodies, those toxins will immediately start flooding our system. Depending on our personal level of toxicity, this process might overwhelm our vital organs. Now, many holistic physicians recommend that you do a series of detox cleanses before trying to actively lose weight. Now, that gets your internal environment cleaned out before your fats begin to melt so that it don't flood your system too much and overwhelm your system. This is not to say that we should intentionally hold off, trying to clean up our diet out of fear of toxic overload. Rather, we should do a few things first before embarking on a major dietary overhaul that could cause us to lose a lot of weight very quickly. That's the point we are making here. Ty and Charlene Bollinger, they actually gave some pieces of advice that I believe could be very helpful in this regard. Now, they say regular body detoxification is a necessity for optimal health, and I cannot agree more. They also say that detoxification is about protecting your body against real and damaging effects of toxic buildup. And then chronic toxic exposure is a leading cause of obesity. And they submit that if you try to lose weight before detoxifying, toxins can flood your system as they tend to live inside fat tissue. And finally, they say that the first thing you need to do before starting a cleanse is to reduce your toxic exposure as much as possible. You can go for far infrared sauna detox or install one at home. And we just installed one at our facility in Havila. People who are in Lagos can go to Havila and enjoy, a 15 minutes to 30 minute session in the far infrared sauna for a token, of course. It's not free, it's for a token. And there are a few other centers around Lagos. Look out for the one near you, and you can get a session in the sauna and enjoy the benefits of that sauna. Okay, so after we have tested and determined the kind of toxins in the body, and we have undertaken a proper and safe detox program, the final phase in the process is to rebuild, rejuvenate, and restore. Now, toxins cause damages and dysfunctions in the body, no doubt. They cause neurological damages, they cause cellular damage, they cause system dysfunction, they cause organ dysfunction, tissue dysfunction, cellular dysfunction, all kinds of dysfunctions and damages. Now, so for this reason, it's important to make sure that we remove the toxins from our body through detox. We have overlabored that one. Then we support our body to keep on efficiently removing both endotoxins and exotoxins from our body in a timely manner on an ongoing basis. And then, number 3, we prevent new toxins from entering our body as much as possible by watching what we eat and making sure we take care of our environment. And then we can use antioxidant supplements and eat antioxidant-rich foods to reduce the damage, or rather to reverse the damage and to render free radicals, harmless. So after detoxing, we must also, like I said, rebuild. We must rejuvenate. We must restore. What do we restore? What do we rebuild? What do we rejuvenate? We start from the cells to the tissues, to the glands, to the organs, and then, of course, the systems. All of these may have suffered one form of damage or the other in the hands of toxins and free radicals. And so we can do this rebuilding, rejuvenating, and restoring through various ways by doing special infusions that can be offered in integrative clinics aimed at regenerating cells and organs, improving cellular assimilation of nutrients, and what have you, appropriate supplements, a healthy diet and eating habits, introducing natural rhythms and physical activities into our bodies, getting sufficient sleep, stress reduction and appropriate stress management techniques, recreation, vacation, proper hydration. All of these are attempts to rebuild, to rejuvenate, and to restore. Okay? Very, very important, very, very key. You give your body the building blocks that it needs to restore. So once we test, we detox, and then we restore. That's how to overcome the damaging effect of toxic metals in our body. So all the things that toxic metals have caused can be reversed, hopefully. Sometimes the damage may have gone too far. They may have been too far gone that it takes a lot of effort. Sometimes 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before we get there. Maybe in a very few cases, too late, except there is divine intervention. But I believe in miracles. I believe that God can reverse what all of these protocols may not be able to reverse. So I want to pray for those who are in that category, that God will intervene, that the Lord will lay his hands upon you and heal you supernaturally. Receive your divine healing right now. By the stripes of Jesus, be quickened. In Revelation 11:11, the Bible says, the Spirit from God, the Spirit of life from God, entered into 2 dead people, and it quickened them and brought them to life. And in Romans 8:11, the Bible says, if that same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you, that same Spirit will quicken your mortal body. I pray that the Holy Spirit will quicken your mortal body right now and rejuvenate, restore, and rebuild you so that you can be back to normalcy, to function normally for the rest of your life, and all your symptoms to disappear to the glory of God. Be healed and be restored. So shall it be. In Jesus' name. Well, I hope you enjoyed this season 15, as we have talked extensively about environmental toxins. I do hope that you will take advantage of the knowledge we have shared. And we also want to hear your testimonies when you have rebuilt, rejuvenated, and restored. I believe God that your testimony will be the next. Thank you for spending your beautiful Monday evening with us on Exposé with Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, for the best prescription is knowledge. Have a terrific week, a productive week, a victory-filled week, a testimony-filled week. See you same time, same platform, Facebook and YouTube, 8 p.m. West African time. Next week, Monday, God willing, Christ tarrying. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Meet Emily. She is passionate about living a healthy life, but finds it difficult to access information on health and wellness.
Cancer is survivable.
That is until she discovered the online healthy living training offered by Reverend Tony Akinyemi on lms.rafainstitute.org. The online healthy living training program is a comprehensive interactive course that covers topics such as nutrition, fitness, stress management, and mental health. The course is designed to provide participants with practical tips and strategies to improve their health and well-being. Emily is now equipped with the knowledge and skills she needs to live a healthy life. Join Emily and countless others in living a healthy life by signing up for the online healthy living training program today.